Hi everyone, welcome to another video here at Power Apps Academy. Hope you guys are well. Today we're going to be talking about a really important thing is just having a template for your apps, because every time you want to start a new app, you don't want to have to go and start redesigning your interface and how things look, the look and feel of your app. You want a consistency. So when you publish apps, they have the same look and feel. Your users get used to how your apps function, and it just becomes easier to manage, and you become more efficient at creating apps because you're not having to redesign it every time. And you just set a brand, and it just you familiarize yourself with how you want your apps to look and feel. So we're going to cover off a little bit about that today. I'm going to show you how to make a template, and then I think it'll be really useful. Just before we head into the video, let's just quickly jump over to our partners over at Power Appify. Here's a screenshot of powerappify.com. If you head over there, there's loads of business-ready templates, and really easy to download, install, get up and running in your business. Really reasonable pricing as well. So head over there and check them out. Okay, so let's head into today's video. So over here, I've launched up this app, very simple app I've been building in some of my demos. If you watch some of my previous videos, you will have checked this out. And this is the one I'm going to create as a template for you guys. I'll show you how I've done that, so you can go ahead and configure it yourself, or I'll make this available and we'll host it over at powerappify.com. Link will be in the description below if you want to just download it and save yourself the hassle of having to configure it yourself, and then you can just get it imported and start using it in your business. Okay, so what we have here is basically a screen, and you can see. Let me just quickly show you some of the other apps I've built up. And this is a timesheet app. You can see, similar look and feel. We've got our header component. We've got the welcome messages, lists over here, options and menus. And this is another one I'm working on. Slightly different look and feel, just because I haven't finished it yet. This is a purchase request app, purchase order app that is in progress. So, but you can see generally the same look and feel. It'll probably look more like the other app once it's finished. And again, this template, same look and feel, and it's just easy, right? So when you want to create a new app, you just open up your template, save as, and away you go. You can start customizing it. So over here, what have we got in here? We've got a component. So this top level bar over here, it's basically just a rectangle that goes in with those dimensions over here. Its color is just a standard purple that I use. I've added in an image over here, which is that's the logo, and then over here there's just user.image. And to get that circle around, you go into the size over here, and you just make it 65 width by 65 height. That creates that sort of circular effect on the image. So so this is just the header component. And then when you create a new screen, you just add in the header component, and then for every page I can just copy in these additional fields. These are just labels I've got in here, and I just copy them from one page to the next. So let me show you an example. Let's say we've got this page on our template app. You can I'll leave all this stuff in here. If you want to download the template, it'll be in there. Just it's an example of how the form works. You can get a reference number. It's got all the code in the button, so you might find that useful. But let's say we want a menu screen. We can just use this screen over here. So we go on this screen and we just click on duplicate. So it basically copies everything from this screen over to the new screen. You can see over here we've got a duplicate of that screen. I just put a suffix of _1. You'll see for every screen that you duplicate. We will rename this, so we'll go screen menu. So we do that. You can see it copies everything in the screen, and it'll just call it the same label and just put an underscore and a suffix at the end of it, just to represent that. So we actually don't want anything in the screen, so we can just highlight everything there and just click delete. You can see it keeps all the headers at the top. So template app, we can change this to menu screen or main menu, the main menu. Okay, and then everything's in there. And then we can just start building, right? Add in your forms or whatever you want to do, and you can create as many screens as you want. Create a button. You can just go, we've already got our submit button. We don't actually need a submit button on here, so we can maybe change this to change it to menu screen. Menu screen. Okay, and just remove all the code in there. Control A, delete, and we want to use this button to navigate back to our menu screen. So navigate, screen, menu, transition, none. That's just general ones I use for navigation. Yeah, that should work. I'm not sure why it's got N. Let's just see what the error is. Okay, display mode, because I've copied this, I'm just going to delete that. You'll have to do that as well to the template if you download it. You just disable display mode, and you just put in the default, which is display mode edit. So display mode is just if you want to disable, I use it quite a bit. Let's say you want to disable the button, and you only want to enable it once they've filled out certain fields. So let's say it's a save button, but there's some mandatory fields that need to be filled out first. So you'd say if those fields are blank, then set this button to display mode view, which means that they can't click on it, or disabled means that it's grayed out. You know, when the other text boxes have data in them, then it's enabled and they can click on save. So that's generally how I use display mode. So I've set it back to edit, which is the default. You can see it's gone normal, and that little error cross has gone. And then if we play it, menu screen. Oh, sorry, not menu screen. We wanted this to go to the form screen. So on select. On select, sorry, we were on the menu screen. We want to do a screen work request form. Work request. Okay, let's try that again. And we need to change the name of that. Okay, menu screen, and the same with this one. We might want to go in here. Now we've got a menu screen. Let me just copy and paste that over here. Cool. Let's change this to main menu. And on select, we don't want exit, we want screen, menu, sorry, navigate. Screen, menu, screen transition none. There we go. Alright, we're getting some navigation. Now I've seen some people create templates with some loads of complicated like menu options that auto update. Yeah, I get the value in it sometimes, but I actually just like the flexibility of having my menus at the bottom here. So I put all my buttons at the bottom. If I go to my main screen, generally if like you see some of my other apps, I have my menu options just in buttons down here. This is the main sort of screen with the menu options. I might have an exit button at the bottom, but if you go into some of those screens, then you'll see the menu buttons are always at the bottom, and that's just how I like to configure my apps. The same with this one. If I go into one of these. Sorry, this is still in progress, this app, so you'll see. But yeah, I'm just creating all the buttons at the bottom. I'll change all the button colors there to be the same as my other apps eventually. Okay, so what have we got in here? Let me just close that. The other thing that I've done in this template that you may find interesting or want to do in your templates is the settings screen, which I'll include in this template if you want to download it. So in the settings, what you do is you create these items in here. So what this does is you can copy it between your apps, and it creates like all your colors. So if you have a header color for your business and you know what that color is, you can go into the color of it over here, and you can see if you've got the hex value of the color or the RGB value or whatever it is, you can just fill these in, and then you don't have to remember it in the future. And as well as fonts, so if you say, for my header font I always want to use, let's say, this is Lato Black, right? And then whatever screen I'm on, instead of having to remember the font for everything, I've got my settings thing over there, so I can go for this. I just use my S header, which is if I go in here, S, my header font, dot font, and I could, if I wanted to be a certain color for this background, the fill is okay. You can see. Oh, that's not going to work. So let's try this one because that's a component. So let's try this one. What's the color on here? Is it's that color. This is manually set. So let's say we want to do the color by using our settings screen, which is how we want to do it moving forward. We go to our color, our fill. Sorry, fill. So fill does all the background color. And we want to do our settings, which is the light purple heading. So we go S underscore light purple header dot color, because we want to copy the color of that item over there, and you can see that's filled it in for us. Okay, so you just create all your colors in here, and then you just refer to the name, so you don't have to remember the colors in the future. And you can build out that with loads of different ones. You might have a font for this type of header over here, or color for this, specific colors and branding for your business. You can just fill those out in a settings page, so it just becomes really easy, and it's in your template and you can just refer to it. Okay, so that so I think that's about it. These over here are really useful. Your logged on user, just user.full name, your department. If you want to get that, this just uses the Office 365 users connector over here. You can get the department, all information in AD, and actually, there's some trickery that you can do to say, if you're in a department, only if you're in a department, a certain department or group, then you can allow a button to become functional. Let's say there's a settings button, but you have to be in the app admins group for that setting button to be available. It's either disabled or visible. You can set up all those if statements, and that's maybe something we'll cover in a different video. But there's all that kind of thing you can do with permissions for role-based access controls within your app, which is really useful. There's this message, which I find nice, just a sort of welcoming message. If we just go to the text button on that, you can see that that'll just be default in all your apps. It just works out if it's morning, evening, or afternoon, and it just reflects that in the message. And obviously the logo that you do on the component, as we already covered. So what do we have on here now? So let's go back to the tree view over here. What screens do we have in this template? So we've got the main menu screen, which we would put our buttons in. We've got let's just add a button in here, just so we can keep it button. So we've got a button, and this is going to be our main menu. And let's say this is going to go to our work request form. work. So add new work request, and we want that to be, I always remove these borders because I don't like them on my buttons. So add new work request. We want it to be font size of 11. That's my general font size I use. And we want the button color. Do you remember how we're gonna, if we can't remember what the color was, let's go, what are we gonna do? We're gonna go to fill, because fill colors in the button, the property of it over here. And we're just gonna go S for our settings page, because that's what we called it, and our button color, there we go, dot color, because that's, we want to set it of the color of that button. There we go, and that sets our color. And then you know, if you want to just quickly run through this rectangle, if you want to, so I use this sometimes just to make it look nice. We might go rectangle just to get it in a screen. We might go color for this to make it translucent, so it goes through. But let's say we wanted to have an outline, and we want to make it white, the outline, just to make it look a bit snazzy. And let's say we want maybe a header on that. I'd go in, type in rectangle again. Okay, rectangle. Now we want to line it up exactly in there. I generally use the height of 35 for all my stuff. Okay, and then in there we want to go, we want to put in, actually, sorry, there's another way of doing this, I'm going to delete that. I can just add in a label, because I can fill up a label's color, so instead of having a, but I also get the option to put some text in there as well. So I'm going to drag this across. Okay, and we want it to be font size 11, and we want this to be main menu, whatever you want to do it. Oh, we want it to be white, and we want it to be in the center, and we want it to be blue. Now I haven't made a settings color for this, but this is a good example of where you might want to do one. Let's just say we're going to use that color, and we also want it, just because the header, we'll do a border, and we want that border to be 1, and we want it to be white. Okay, there we go, we've got our button in there, and we can just make sure you send it to the back, reorder, send it back so that your button's at the front, and then you can have as many buttons as you want in there. And that's how I sort of, you know, play around with the look and feel of that. I'll leave that in here, and then don't forget, if we want to do the on select for that button, which is on select, and we want to go to our main menu screen, so navigate, screen, new, sorry, work request, home, transition, screen transition, none. There we go. Alright, so we've got our basic working of our app there. Oh, it's not even in the middle, so we can, you can adjust the size of the screen over here just to get the whole screen in, and you can just select all, drag it across to the middle. Okay, let's play it. So we've got our little navigation there. Click on a new button, you can see that changes. We can select on a team, fill it out, submit, go back to the main menu. Yeah, there's obviously lots of things that you do as you start building out your form. You know, you might say, well, when you request it and you save it, reset all these fields so that they lose their values. So if you come back, it's, you know, it's a new form again. All that kind of stuff. Okay, so as I said, I'll leave all this in the template. You've got your success form as well over here. It's just like once you collect on your submit, at the end of that submit button, you can launch the success button so that, you know, people know that, okay, the email was sent. Thank you for submitting. You can close it there. You got the settings screen that we covered, and then the main menu screen. Cool. And yeah, you saw how I copied the app, copied all the headers for me and everything, so I don't need to worry about that. And yeah, so hopefully you found this useful. Don't forget, you can, you know, download this from powerappify.com. I don't know what this is. I don't think I need it. I'm going to just delete it. Yeah, you can download this from powerapify.com, customize it to all your colors. You can upload your logo in there, and you can start using it for your apps. Right, guys, please smash up that like button, join and subscribe our YouTube channel. Very much appreciated. If you can buy us a coffee or contribute to the channel in any way, we'd really appreciate that. Become a member, join our Facebook group. We'd love to have you guys on board and catching up with all our latest videos. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate you guys. Have a fantastic day, and we'll catch up with you soon. Bye.